Hi everyone, I'm Flavia and thank you for joining me today. In this video, I will be showing you the surprise behind door 21 of Spellbinder's 2024 Crafty Advent Calendar. And I will also be creating a note card with today's surprise. As we can see here, behind door 21 we have a small die set with a few metal plates that we can use to cut out pieces to make a popsicle. How fun is that? Off screen, I cut out lots of pieces using cardstock scraps by Spellbinders, and I will now assemble all of my colorful popsicles using strong liquid adhesive. I will begin my mass production of popsicles by adhering the large colorful die cut onto a white solid popsicle shape piece. Then I will go ahead and glue the stick that I cut out from brown cardstock. After that, I will pop back in the negative space all of these long pieces and add a smaller second layer on top. The last step is to add this small detail on the top right corner so it looks like somebody took a bite out of each one of these popsicles. As usual, I assembled more die cuts than what I actually need for today, but that is because it was so much fun and easy to do, and this way I can have leftovers for future note cards or even scrapbooking. Moving on, I will now hot foil a white panel using Spellbinder's Starburst hot foil plate, along with a piece of foil in the color opal. This is a very light color of foil that will add just enough sparkle without taking too much away from the focal point of this note card, which will be a few of those die-cut popsicles that I will glue in the center. On the right side of the screen, I have my glimmer machine, and once the green light turns on, it means that the platform is hot enough and ready to go. So I will place my sandwich on top, making sure that the metal plate is touching the hot platform, and then I will add these two plates that came with the glimmer machine. After a few minutes, I will remove this entire platform from the glimmer machine and run it through my Platinum 6 machine just to apply pressure. Here is a closer look at the amazing result, and since there was a lot of foil left onto the piece that I just peeled off camera, I went ahead and did the reverse foiling technique with that leftover piece of foil, and here is a closer look at the end result. I did trim the foiled panel to be 5¼ by 4 inches, and now I will foil a sentiment using a piece of golden foil on top of this foiled panel, making sure to secure everything in place again with a piece of tape. I'm using the Spellbinder's Best Ever Craft tape because I know this tape will not damage the cardstock or the foiled sections when I'm ready to peel it off. Since the process is the same, we will skip all of that. As I was peeling off the golden foil, I noticed that the letter H in the word hello was not completely foiled, and that is because the center of the letter H is right over that previous foiled design. But fear not, we will be able to save this panel. When we do the hot foiling technique, the metal plate not only helps transfer the foil to the paper, but also leaves impression on the cardstock, which will now allow me to place that same sentiment plate back in the exact same spot as before, because I will be able to feel it when it fits back in its place like a puzzle piece. So now I will slowly slide this metal plate over my panel around this foiled sentiment until it pops back in the impression on the cardstock. Once it is in place, I will use a piece of tape to hold it there, and then slide under the plate a small piece of foil just big enough to cover the letter H. Once that is done, I will repeat that same process by placing my sandwich on my glimmer machine first and then running it through the die cutting machine to apply pressure again. The only difference now is that I will add a cardstock panel to my sandwich, so there is a little bit more pressure when I run it through my Platinum machine, and you can see me adding that extra panel here. So my trick did work, and here is the perfect foiled sentiment. Then I will use a dense brush and a sand eraser to remove some overfoiling that I got. The trick here is to use a very light hand so we do not end up damaging the foiled design. Using strong liquid adhesive, I will now glue my foiled panel to the front of a bright green note card. Next, I will add 3 popsicles above the hot foiled sentiment Hello Sweet Friend. I did use liquid adhesive to glue the popsicle on the right and left side. However, for the one in the center, I will add foam adhesive so there is a little bit of dimension. After that, using my Misty stamping tool, I will stamp the sentiment Have a Sweet Day using a stamp included in this calendar for door 19. Before adding ink to the stamp, I will quickly curve the clear stamp that is on my Misty stamping tool just to change its shape and make it more fun. This white panel measures 4 by 5¼ inches and I will later glue it inside my note card along with an orange die cut popsicle. For some sparkle, I will go over sections of each die cut using a shimmer pen. Here is a closer look at the final note card, and for a second I forgot that it is winter and it is pretty cold outside. This is definitely giving me summer vibes, and I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did creating this note card. As always, thank you so much for spending this time with me, and remember to tune in tomorrow for the reveal of door number 22. Have a wonderful day, take care and happy crafting!